This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Welcome to Dig on America, where we speak truth to power. Every week, we give you the dig on how American history, policies, and media created the social and political issues we face today. DOA is independent media supported by listeners, but they'll tell you we're just fake news, deep state propaganda, funded by George Soros, the Clinton Foundation, BLM Marxists, and
the Galactic Empire.
The Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation, obviously.
Melania Trump's wardrobe.
Huh. And TJ Johnstone. What's up, everybody? It's Jason Dutch. This is Dig on America. Welcome to the show. I'm here with official mutant for the day, Mikey Famine.
The King in the North.
Yeah, and our
our the
esteemed,
King in the North. You're supposed to say it with me. Say it with me. The King in the North.
Well, he cut the line here, but with us today also is attorney Anna, as usual, back from her hiatus from last week when she went with the Delvin Cox show instead. But that's all good.
Doesn't even have me on the show yet. Screw that guy.
Well, the voice you hear coming from the background there is
the King of the North.
The King of the North, the OG, the original host of Voice from the Underground, the predecessor podcast to this one, TJ Johnstone. What's happening?
What up, family? What's going on? What's good?
Captain Silky Throat is here again.
If you ever say that name again.
I'm sorry, Admiral.
If you ever say that again.
Admiral, I forgot.
Sorry, next time I see him, TJ, I'll touch him up.
Don't worry, I got him. Don't worry, I got him. What's good?
Welcome back, brother. What's good?
Thank you, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. I'm just happy to be back. Happy to be back with the crew. And nice to meet you, attorney Anna. Pleasure to meet you as well.
Yeah.
There's the man of the hour. Big Haas is here.
Hey, Haas.
What's up?
Yo.
I see we got the silk throat himself.
Y'all and this silk throat stuff don't stop.
y'all.
So what does that mean?
It is y'all.
For the new people.
I never said that.
Two out of
As a new person, what does that mean?
I don't know. Dutch, what does that mean? What is silk throat?
Anna. Everybody be quiet. TJ.
Say something stupid. Say something stupid.
Just say any 7 words you like, and Anna just listen.
Big Haas, aka the health inspector, aka Mr. That's stupid. That's what it is. That's stupid.
Hannah, you see?
Was that 7? Was that 7 words?
See how you were instantly put at ease? You instantly felt relaxed. Your room just started smelling like potpourri out of nowhere. You see that?
Where does incense come from? I didn't even have beads on that door.
Prince just started playing in the back. A door just started playing in the background out of nowhere. Alexa thought Prince a door got requested, and he started talking.
How do you think Jon Snow came back to life? TJ just went over and talked to him.
They had a conversation with him.
Yeah,
he got his ass right up.
He signed on to do another spinoff for Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Kit Harington. After all that crap you talked, all that garbage you talked, he signed back on to do more Game of Thrones.
That's that green.
That's that money, boy. That money was talking.
Baby. Money
I
talk.
want to watch that.
That's straight started.
but J6. So the J6 hearings are going on right now. I have not watched every minute of it. Apparently, I've watched more than Tim Scott, who says he hasn't watched any of it, but still has an opinion on it, which is very odd. But I've kept a close eye on it without actually watching too much of the actual hearings because they're during work hours, right? But what I'd like to do is we happen to have an attorney on our show. So, and I know that I don't want to assume that you've watched every minute of this either because we all have lives, but anything that you'd like to point out and I'm kind of wondering, like, do you see anything here with the DOJ getting involved in this conversation soon where we might actually see some fruition here? What are your thoughts, Attorney A?
So I guess I just think the hearings are definitely set up in a way to try to appeal to the Department of Justice, Merrick Garland in particular. And he has been signaling that he's been watching it and paying attention and trying to determine whether there's enough evidence to prosecute anybody and potentially who that might be. I think that some of the things that have been explosive have been some of the testimony. For example, I forget the federal judge that testified, but he just talked about how Trump and a lot of the antics that went on during his presidency was a clear and present danger, which is it is a legal term, but it's not just a legal term, but that just goes to show how serious and how much of a threat Trump was to democracy. So I think that that's been particularly fascinating. The fact that these people got so close and that and how many and just how wide of a breadth that this whole investigation has opened and how wide the net is. You're seeing the spouses of a Supreme Court justice be implicated in this. You're seeing people who are sitting United States Congress people be implicated in this. You're seeing slates of electors. You're seeing text messages. You're seeing testimony from the former president of the United States, or not testimony, but you're seeing evidence of things that he was trying to do. And it's fascinating, but I think for me, I guess the biggest takeaway is how many people are not interested. I mean, the people who are interested in these hearings are the usual suspects, people who already kind of knew what was the deal. I don't know that these hearings are really changing anybody's minds and public perception, which is really unfortunate because I think that I was watching CNN did a special on Watergate and just the difference between how the public reacted to Watergate and when those hearings went on versus now. And I think that the difference was that the American public was a little bit more palatable to change and to accept the idea that the president, even if he was of their own party, could have participated in wrongdoing and should have been punished for that wrongdoing. Whereas here, we don't really have that. You either support Trump or you don't. You think there was wrongdoing or you don't. You think the election was legitimate or you don't. And even still, in the wake of all this stuff, I think I just read that in Texas, they just officially, I believe the Congress, which is GOP controlled, the state Congress, has issued something basically saying that Biden is not the legitimate president, even 2 years in while these hearings are going on.
So real quick, let me start that. So that was one of the things I was going to bring up. So you segued perfectly to that. So let's take a quick pause from the J6. I do want to read this. So according to NPR, the Texas, for those who don't know what this is, the Texas GOP, and Marissa, you're a Texan, so you have to swallow this one. But the new platform there says Biden didn't really win and calls for secession. So I'm going to read from this. This is literally the Texas GOP's new platform.
Wow.
Okay.
So like right now,
they have like as of this happened on June 18th.
Last week
they put in their news that like these are their pillars, right, for the Texas Republican Party. Here it is. President Biden is the acting president because he didn't win legally. That's number one. This is a 40-page document, okay, that addresses this stuff.
This is serious? Like this is serious?
It's legitimate. No, this is not. It is a very legitimate document.
This is not from the Onion.
This is real. This is a really real thing. That's why it's so dangerous. Yes.
Okay, so let me get through these real quick. So number one, Biden is acting president because he didn't win legally. Again, this is tent pole number one. Tent pole number, there's really five. One of them is immigration, so that one is kind of old school to them. Tent pole number two is immigration. Number three, Texans should vote on seceding from the union. Tent pole number four, any gun control is a rights violation. Okay. And tent pole number five. These are the five main ones. This is a 40-page document, so there's more than these five. There's more lunacy inside the cupboard. But tent pole number five is, to me, remember that Biggie song? Number five should have been number one to me. This one's
screaming
crazy. The Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 should be repealed.
Absolutely.
Why?
Do you have a problem with that?
Why? Explain what's the logic behind that. Why should it be repealed?
People can vote. Because people can vote. Because all the people we don't want to vote are voting. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's right. All the folks doing the mail-in ballots, right? The mail-in ballots is what the problem is.
No Dominion in Texas. That's for damn sure.
Is this in order for us to win, we have to go as extreme right as we possibly can type of tactic, or is this serious?
This is their same old thing. They're looking for a way to unify. This is a statement that they released. Quote from the Texas Republican Party: Texas retains the right to secede from the Union, and the Texas legislature should be called upon to pass a referendum consistent thereto. For the people of, and this, there, a few paragraphs later says, for the people of Texas to determine whether or not the state of Texas should reassert its status as an independent nation. So,
you mean like the land they stole from Mexico, or is that what we're talking about?
Basically.
But also, can I just say something about secession? If you secede, what military is going to protect you? And
that's what I'm saying.
What would stop the United?
They got guns.
But why wouldn't we just attack y'all with our military and then
that's
just
what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You're Texas. That's great.
Hey, Texas.
But why wouldn't we just the whole United States? Why wouldn't we just invade Texas and then take it back over? Like, why would we secede? Then we're just going to take it back. Now we're back to square one.
I have a better idea. As soon as Texas secedes, the cartel is going to open the newspaper that day. And they're going to sit down with their little over easy eggs and a glass of orange juice. And they're going to open up and say, Texas secedes. It's like, holy shit, the U.S. just gave us Texas. Oh, honey, we didn't get them anything.
Honestly,
oh my God. They just gave us the whole Texas. They don't have any U.S. military anymore. Oh.
I'll be honest with you. I'm all for it. And I'll tell you why.
Good luck.
They only have 48 senators. We're good. At least short term,
Yo,
it's just it's crazy.
If Texas secedes, then by all means, Texas GTFO. Do not wait to get out of there now. It is only a matter of time.
And this is what's crazy is a lot of black people moving to Texas.
A lot of people are moving to Texas.
Y'all better go over to Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Y'all better go up to OKC.
Yeah, I'm coming back to Chicago. Get that, man.
Yo, sure. It's about to be hot.
I mean,
hot down there.
Texas is so crazy.
They trip.
It's not Florida crazy, but
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I don't know what it is about the South, man. Ever since I moved down here, bro, like, it's been
since the Civil War, probably.
It's hot.
Straight, man. Like, don't get me wrong.
It's the humidity.
I don't know what it is. It's something in the water. It's something in the water.
So let me ask you this: if we go to the other, like, you don't hear people out in like Death Valley having all these issues because it's a dry heat. Haas is 100% right. It's got to be the humidity, and that Texas, Bama, Georgia, Florida humidity,
Louisiana.
That's different. It hit different.
Some got to hit different because
years and generations of humidity just clogging up.
I can't do this. I can't do this one much longer. This ain't gonna work.
Yo, these winters ain't that bad, TJ.
No, they not that bad, bro.
With the global warming nowadays, it's not that bad.
I miss snow.
I vote that we split California into 2 states. We make everything north of Fresno a separate state, and then we still get 2 more senators. Of course, they would be elitist corporate Democrat senators, but hey, better than Tim Scott.
I hate that motherfucker.
That's your Uncle Tim Scott. Hey, Haas, I got a question for you.
Yes.
You have to have lunch with Tim Scott or Herschel Walker.
Oh.
You have no choice. You have to pick one.
Fuck.
Go.
That's crazy.
This is a mini snap one, marry one.
Okay. I'll go with Herschel just because Tim Scott is already in office. So I might actually strangle him for the damage he's doing. Herschel is not in a position to really do damage yet, except in impressionable white minds.
But you could.
I might be able to be like, just go, don't go away, man, but go away.
Herschel Walker.
Did you see that damn dance thing he did? He looked like
Yeah.
he looked like what's her name from Friends?
Oh no, you talking about Elaine from
Elaine Bennett, like Elaine Bennett and Friends.
Herschel Walker said that he was in basically undercover law enforcement. Apparently, Herschel Walker was so apparent. No, he was just. It's the thing. He was so good at being undercover, even law enforcement didn't know he was undercover.
Oh, he was that off the books. He was off the books.
He was that good. He was in that deep.
He's MI6, MI7.
He in too deep. He in too deep like Omar Epps.
Are you G14 classified? We can't.
He was like G18 classified.
He's like G60.
We can't even be having this conversation right now. You're not even.
I'm so undercover. I ain't even been hired yet.
No, oh my God!
He said he was a salutatorian, a valedictorian of his high school class or some shit.
Yo, I don't even work here yet, and I can't tell you what I'm doing.
He meant I was the janitorian of the high school.
He should have said, "I won the Heisman," and that's it.
Yeah, look, he could run just off being his football lore, and not have to say any of this Dr. Oz. Like between him and Dr. Oz, they like.
Boom. Darkness, my old friend.
I was part of the greatest trade in NFL history.
That he was. That was a ripoff.
Like Dallas fleeced the
that and
Vikings
Ricky Williams
or whoever for
Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams trade and the Herschel Walker trade were like the two craziest trades. But yeah, so Herschel Walker, and here's the sad part. Trying to think.
Here we go with the birds. Y'all back on these birds.
But here's so if you take.
Thank you, Nate.
If you take.
Says Herschel helps program the birds for our listeners only.
Yeah,
that is freaking hilarious.
But if you take, if you take Senator Raphael Warnock out of the Senate, Reverend Warnock, you put Herschel Walker in his spot.
He's an alpha. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh,
brother Warnock, baby.
Every alpha house goes like that.
You say Herschel's an alpha?
Hey,
no.
Hell no. Hell no.
I was like, y'all didn't straighten him.
Well, wait. Do we have any evidence he's not a alpha? Do we have any evidence he's not an alpha? Oh shit. Herschel Walker would have been acceped as an alpha back then. You crazy as hell.
Goddamn mind.
They probably would have. You know, people they be giving the honorary.
He could have been an iota.
But here's the sad part.
No disrespect to the iotas, but y'all, you know.
I'm like, that was a little light shade.
That was some shade, bro.
It was some light shade.
My brother's iota.
Your brother's. Hey, you know what? On some campuses, iotas get a lot of pub. But on other campuses,
Ohio State is one of those campuses.
Right. And I mean, you know, all of their founders still alive. So there you go.
If assuming that all incumbents win their Senate races, so like Rubio, all these guys win. But if Warnock loses to Herschel Walker, here will be the sad thing.
He better not.
There will be 2 African American GOP senators and only 1 Democrat.
That's gonna be crazy.
So like that just goes to show you, Democrats, they lose.
Racist. They're racist.
Yep, they lose all the fucking time. But all right. So speaking of which, I want to play a couple of real quick videos here. So I'm going to share my screen. This first video.
Make sure it's the right window, Dutch. We don't need you sharing your personal, private links out there for everybody.
I might
and
just
his
share.
mama is watching her, man. She don't need to be seeing your fetishes and shortcomings.
My mama is watching this.
All right. So here's the first. There's going to be some swear words, but so this is from Politics Girl.
What you saying?
This was on Twitter the other day. Let me unmute this real quick here. Make sure I can get this going.
So the DNC just tweeted that they raised $16.1 million in May for a total of $66 million this year. Most the DNC has ever raised at this point in the midterm. And that's wonderful. Unfortunately, the same day, the DCCC sent a text saying humiliating defeat The Republicans have outraised Democrats by $7 million. They also threw in that Roe v. Wade looks like it's going to be overturned and women's reproductive rights are going to be gone. Yeah, no duh. You're about a month late to that story. That's why most of us who've been paying attention keep saying this election shouldn't be about a worldwide problem like inflation, but an American problem like loss of democracy, book banning, guns, and fundamental human rights. You guys not talk? You're going to send a, hey, look how much money we raised and everything is lost. We don't have enough money. Message in the same day? I mean, I know you're different groups, but pick a narrative. Get your house in order. The Republican messaging is tight. It's sharp. It's mostly lies, but they all say it in the same way at the same time on the same day, and then their propaganda networks repeat it until they change course. They're like a speedboat, just dodging and weaving, getting the story into the public consciousness. And the Democrats are like an aircraft carrier with one broken engine where the captain doesn't talk to the first mate. Get it together. You're the people in charge of saving democracy. That's why we're sending you money. Not because you're doing such a good job, but because we can't buy airtime on national television. Most of us can't afford to buy a billboard or have a super PAC. You're in charge. So get in the game. Or at the very least, get on the same page. Because this isn't rocket science. It's sales. My God.
Okay, so let me give me the center stage here. Okay. Okay. This how you feel? Politics girl? Let me tell you something.
Yeah, tell us,
I agree with you. You
hear that, chick?
I agree with you on pretty much every single point.
But
thanks for finally showing up to the fucking party, Midas Touch. You late motherfuckers. You late. You like Haas's friend from college in practice. You late bae. Okay? When all of us, myself included, have been going and people in progressive media, Rational National, Sam Cedar, et cetera, we've been saying this shit for literally years.
Yep.
Years. And you know what they told us when we said that? And this is not a rant on politics, girl. I agree with what she said.
No, tell us about her specifically.
All of the I don't know the girl, right? But all of
they never stopped us in the past.
Everybody who is all these centrist people.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, politics girl, for speaking such truth. You go through the comments. I could have sworn that when we said the exact same thing, that they told us we were being divisive and that we were just Bernie bros who were upset about the 2016 election and we couldn't stop whining and that we should stop. I've literally been told this multiple times that we should stop standing on the heads of those who are doing the work for us and yelling from the rafters. So when AOC is over there saying these things, and yeah, it's different. She's in office. I get that. But Cenk Uygur is not in office. Right. But you say the same shit about him. We've been literally saying this exact same thing for at least 7 years. At the minimum 7 years. And you tell us we're divisive. You tell us we're too loud. You tell us we should stay in our place and let Nancy Pelosi and her fucking band of weakness continue to cherry pick legislation and be weak fucking sauce.
If only, you're saying that now, but I bet you there's no recorded history.
You're right.
You saying that, I bet you there isn't a documented week by week occurrence. I don't know.
I think there is.
People saying that.
I think there is. It might have been called
hundreds of hours.
Right, literally now.
Yeah, literally. Falling asleep during the podcast talking about it.
Yeah, like TJ was trying to talk about Game of Thrones, and here I am yelling about, all. And by the way, she still left out money in politics to a degree. She kind of brought it up. She danced around the edges on it with the.
I wonder why.
Tell them why you're mad, son. Tell them why you're mad.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad, son. I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad.
Oh my God, that is a flashback. But Mikey, anyway, around the horn, I want your thoughts on this. Mikey, Haas. Go ahead, guys.
So it's funny. It's funny every time I hear them. I'm like, congratulations, welcome to This Is How Politics Works. I'm glad you finished 8th grade, passed your Constitution test, and now you're on to the same plane as all the adults. So good. I'm glad, but duh. What is she dulling everyone else for? What is she dulling for? All this stuff is does. This stuff has been does since you turned 18. Just because you undud yourself at 40 doesn't mean that I'm supposed to give you a cookie. We've been saying this. Black people have been saying this. Women have been saying this. So just because you made a catchy clip in your kitchen with your Live, Laugh, Love poster in the background, I'm supposed to jump up and down? I'm so sorry.
My wife got one of them. I was like this. I was like, you really going to hang that up? You really going to hang that up?
Welcome to suburbia.
Baby.
You can tell here by the Live, Laugh,
Just
Love.
give me some pleated Dockers to go with that sign, babe.
Yeah. You know, what is trade in that trade in the Infinity? Let's get you a Volvo.
Did we lose? I think we lost TJ here. I don't know what, so hopefully he'll join back in.
But we got another black dude.
And like immediately, that's very weird because like one came in and one came out almost like it was coordinated. It wasn't coordinated. We'll get to Lourin in a second.
Not the same person.
They could have been.
We'll get to Lourin in a quick second here, but Haas,
yes,
give me your thoughts, please.
What's that song? Too much, too little, too late to try again. You're late. But of course, you know, okay. This is something I tell my wife a lot. You know, now disclaimer: my wife is half Italian, half Irish.
Okay.
Like sometimes we'll be watching a movie or we'll be reading a story on the news, watching a story on the news or something, and I'll be like, white folks can do anything they want. I've said this before. If a black person pitched this to these executives, they would get your black ass out of here with that bullshit.
Bro, I don't even have to finish the sentence no more. She already know what I'm gonna say. Like, man, if I she already know I'm gonna get set off.
In that vein, what do we see here? Things that regular people, minorities, have been saying about Democrats and stuff like that for a very long time goes unheard until some white lady does it.
Hey, Haas, real quick.
Yeah.
You know who Gabe Kapler is?
Gabe Kapler, the baseball player?
So here's I'm gonna just tie in a real quick similarity here.
Manager of the Giants.
Gabe Kapler, right? Manager of the Giants.
He used to play baseball, right?
Yeah, he was a baseball player.
Okay, so I was in. I just want to make sure I was in the damn house.
Right after,
damn it, I knew I had something right.
Right after Uvalde,
yeah,
he said, "I'm no longer coming out for the national anthem until we fix gun reform."
I saw that.
Oh, and who's boycotting?
But my point is, no disrespect to Gabe Kapler. I think what Gabe Kapler is doing is perfectly fine. But if you criticize Kaepernick, you don't get to criticize. You don't get to. I'm sorry. If you criticize Kaepernick, you should also be equally as critical of Kapler. But I've heard not a peep.
No, you're not going to hear a peep. You know you're not.
But it's again late to the game.
Provides protection.
The message is fine, but late to the game. But because Politics Girl, and again, I'm not trying to rag on her too much, but because she's accepted by the establishment, they say she gets the Gabe Kapler treatment. Where, and this has nothing to do with me, but like when people like Cedar or Cori Bush or people like that bring up this stuff, they are told to shut the fuck up and that they're divisive. And but late to the game, accepted centrist person, that's fine. And like, I don't know if she identifies as centrist or where she identifies herself. I'm talking about on the left spectrum, right? So we know she's not a right winger, but anyway, Anna, real quick thought, and then we'll get to our new studio guest here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just more of the same of what you already said. I think that white women just get a pass in general for certain things because they fit a minority checkbox of being women. But Black women don't get that same treatment. Black people don't get that same treatment just because they are not white. So I think that when you are able to identify with minorities, you get but you're still a white person, so you still have that proximity to privilege. You get to speak in ways and in places that other people don't get to speak. So, and people listen to you. That's the other difference, is that people actually care what you have to say. Like, it doesn't matter if you said it or not if nobody cares what you have to say. But if someone cares, then that's great.
Listen to Sloan.
Yeah.
Yep. So all right.
We should take all black faces off of all of our media going forward.
Oh, we should do it like old school records,
or do it like, or do it
black folks name,
or do it like Midas Touch does it, because I can't find any people of color on there. They have one Hispanic guy out of like 9 hosts. Now, does that mean that they're terrible people? No, but
yes.
you wrap yourselves in Black
They
Lives
have like
Matter.
a show. I've only seen their commercials.
They have a network.
Oh, really?
Do they really?
Yes.
I didn't know that either.
I had no idea. I only watched I would see their ads and stuff on Twitter.
And they do, the work they do is on the right side. I get it, but like I don't hate them, but I have issues.
Do you hate them?
Why do I hate them? Because I just have issues, man. I got issues. But
I've
anyway,
been watching a lot of cop interrogations, so I'm using the Reed technique in my day-to-day life.
Yeah. Why did you kill your wife? Well, I didn't.
But
she was in a car accident. Well, why did you rip the tires out? I don't know.
But why did you make it look like a car accident when you killed her?
All right, so we have a new guest in studio. TJ did say he had to take off, but he's out east. So Lourin Hubbard, he was a congressional candidate in Fresno. He's been on the show before. We've had some conversations with Lourin. And well, we'll let Lourin say whatever he wants to say. I'm not gonna dox him. But
that's not what that word means.
But here is well, put your information out there, right? So Lourin, first of all, welcome to Dig on America for the night, and well, I guess
possibly
you have a bit of an
longer in the future.
Yeah. So Lourin and I have been having some discussions, and he's going to. Well, why don't you tell the people, Lourin, what we've been discussing?
Yeah, so we've been talking about expanding Dig on America's reach and having our own network and really kind of uplifting content creators and more voices. And so I will be taking over a Sunday time slot with Last Call with Lourin Hubbard. Starting July 10th. And our first guest is going to be Ellison, who is transitioning over from running for Senate in Florida to running for Congress in Florida. And I think we had almost like maybe an hour before he made his announcement that he was going to be switching from Senate to Congress. I think Dutch and I had that conversation of like, man, I love Alan. I just think he should run for the House instead of the Senate. Yeah. And then he announced
you literally spoke it. You had mentioned a different district, but you were right. I was like, oh my God, you spoke it into existence. The second video. So first of all, we're super excited to have Lourin as part of the network. Marissa, who's in the chat, and I are going to start doing a stream in the next 7 to 10 days. We just have to figure out what day we're going to do it. So we're going to do a stream either on Mondays or Fridays. We have another show that's going to be starting with our friends Dino and Kimberly, which will be on Thursdays. And then Attorney Anna is going to eventually, as soon as she's ready to rock and roll, hopefully she's going to stay on this show too, but she's also going to start her own stream. So that's at least 5 streams, way more content for you guys. Lourin's went official today. We got the first guest. I believe the second guest, I'm hoping it's going to be Natalie James. We have to kind of nail that down, but Natalie's fantastic as well. So we're going to
Natalie, if you watch it.
we love her. We're going to kind of hand off part of the candidate interview stuff to Lourin.
What?
And we're gonna hand off part of it.
No.
But
veto. Haas, be with me on this. We veto now. We not. Lourin got to come on here.
Well, I mean, here, but like in addition to the candidate stuff, I'll be talking
okay. Sorry, Lourin. Mikey's the boss. He said
I'm just saying, we like
you got to stream 24/7. That is what it is.
We like poking and jiving the new people, so you can't just have all the new people. Come on, man.
But real quick, as far as Alan Ellison goes, let me play. This is how much we love Alan Ellison, guys. So this is Alan Ellison. I'm going to share my screen here. Alan, this is Alan's video. You guys, you just got to watch this one here. Give it 1 sec to play.
Full screen.
Did you know that Florida requires candidates running for federal office to pay $10,440 just to get their names on the ballot? Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. It's also unconstitutional. For federal candidates, the Constitution says that one must be of legal age, be an American citizen, and live in the state that you're running to qualify in. Nothing about experience, and definitely nothing about money. This is just another way to keep people who are disadvantaged socioeconomically out of the political process. If you don't have a seat at the table, you will not be represented in Congress. It's that simple. This is why we need to get money out of politics. You deserve a voice in Congress. With this money, I could have bought tents for homeless people. I could have helped 10 people make mortgage payments. I could have given micro grants to women looking to start businesses. I could have bought enough seeds to grow food that could have fed 150,000 people or more in Africa. I could have actually paid someone's college tuition for a year. But this is just what they do. Always blocking, always creating systems that hold up progress for everyone. But I won't allow them to stop us from being great. Rise up, stay woke, and never settle for anything less than the best. I'm Alan Ellison, and I approve this message.
Come on, Alan. That was good.
That might be the best fucking video I've ever seen.
Yo, he had the guap out there. I was like, oh, he got banned.
Well, there's people being like,
he didn't put it up to his ear. Thank you.
He did in the beginning, though. He did for the.
He could have been in a Soulja Boy video.
You know, I mean $10,000 is ridiculous.
The thumbnail right there.
Lourin?
$10,000 to run for office is ridiculous. I think we're all in agreement of that. Here in California, you have the choice to pay a filing fee, or you can collect signatures in lieu of filing fee. Something like 500 signatures, and you're on the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then there's people that are just going to pay, but he's absolutely right, and that's what I've heard so many times on this show and in other places of this pay to play thing. And until we get people elected who are going to address it, it's just going to continue.
And that video is exactly the reason why you will. We're having Alan on the last call with Lourin Hubbard as the first guest, but like you don't hear pointed messages like that when it comes to money in politics. That might be one of the best, and that's why Alan's so great. Like that might be one of the best. There's Lulu. Hi, Lulu.
So pretty.
But that might be one of the best ways that I've heard that characterized by really anyone. When you literally look at the money and you're like, hey, you know what? This is the things that I could have done with it. And you will never see a message like that from anyone anywhere near the corporate center of the Democratic Party or anywhere near the right. Right? There might be some super far right people who are anti-corporate too, but they're not going out and yelling at their candidates. They're not yelling at Marco Rubio or whatever about the money the way that people who are literally running for office on the progressive left are. So kudos to Alan. But anyway, Lourin, so as far as what you I know we've talked a little bit about this, but like to just give the listener kind of like a snapshot of the things that you want to talk about, the things that you want to shine a light on here as part of this network.
Yeah, so the last call with Lourin is just going to be like a recap of some of the news stories that have gone on during the week, and we're going to inject a little comedy in there. It is last call, so I will be having a beverage and talking a little bit about what I'm drinking as I'm making cocktails and whatnot. But really talking about topics like I saw the story that Nancy Pelosi's PAC, House Majority PAC, is now spending millions of dollars to support extreme right-wing candidates in the Republican Party, with the hopes that they win the primary.
Crazy.
So that Democrats can have a better, quote unquote, better shot in running against them. And I just think to myself, oh my gosh, if Nancy Pelosi had put $500,000 into my race, we could have won. We could have won.
Yeah.
And so instead of spending that money to support Democratic candidates, not only Democratic candidates, but candidates that have won the Democratic nomination for office. This is like the party's nominee.
What happens if that backfires?
Exactly. That's my point. Maybe 10 years ago, when Republicans would say some off the wall shit, and the other Republicans would shame them and be like, "No, never again. We don't support this," but they do now.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
It's okay now. So, yeah. And the electorate is just going to take it as business as usual, not some outlandish thing. So I think it's going to backfire, and I hate to be the person to say I told you so, but I'm going to be like, we told you so.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing about the Pelosi thing. Progressives are scarier. We told you this the first time you came on, right? Like, you're going to be scarier to them than the right-wing guy, because you're actually trying to change the system. They don't want us to change the system.
Right.
They just don't want us to. And it's like they don't want, and I'm talking about the Pelosi camp here. They don't want money out of politics. That's why the Politics Girl video that I played earlier was so irritating to me, because they finally are getting the message that, and instead of yelling at us and saying, "Oh, you're so scary, you're so divisive," it's not us we're saying to take the money out of it and make things more fair and make it more about being beholden to your constituency and not to dollar bills.
Right.
And like Lourin, had he been elected to Congress, he would have been beholden, even though it would have been for 7 months or whatever, because it was a special election. But he would have been beholden to the people of the Fresno area, not to oil and gas. So I'm going to let you guys know right now a few of the digs that I have coming up, because I'm pissed about this shit. I'm going to do a dig specifically on oil and our relationship with the Middle East. I'm going to do a dig on Abraham Lincoln, but more interestingly, and we're, by the way, also coming up.
What about Abraham Lincoln?
You're going to see the Brandenburg case, which Anna's
very
going to
Trumpy in there. You'll see.
Anna's going to have a good time with.
2 weeks, I promise you.
But the one I'm most excited about, and the one I think I'm going to do for next week, is going to be about the so-called Bernie Bros costing Hillary the 2016 election. We're going to talk about the Sanders-Trump voter. Yeah. And you're going to learn some things, because they're not too different from the Reagan Democrat. So you're going to be enlightened. And I'm tired of people pushing this narrative that people who supported Bernie defected and went to Trump and cost Hillary the election. I'm sick and tired of that fucking narrative. I'm tired of it. We are literally in the 6th year now, 7th year if you count 2015, of the 2016 Democratic primary. It's a 7-year long primary and we're still in it.
Yeah.
So Lourin, we're super excited to have you.
Welcome to Working with Dutch, by the way.
Well, Mikey, you.
Oh yeah, you're gonna pop in for just a minute there. Oh yeah, you're gonna stay for another 18 hours. 18 hours streaming good. Is that good with you?
Don't
have kids,
worry.
do you?
You can
Yeah,
rag on me
right?
all you want. I'm good. I'm a big boy. I can take your abuse.
You didn't even wish me a happy Juneteenth.
You didn't invite me on the stream.
Oh.
He just left this sign. I'll read it for the audio people. It says, Juneteenth, it's whatever, we're closed. Enjoy your fried chicken and collard greens. I don't know why Dutch left it outside it was outside the staff break room.
You're a dig on America Studios.
Yeah, and he left it out there. And that I just you know what pisses me off is the fact that he laminated it and it's not even straight. Like that's what like he didn't he used fucking the third font down. There's no creativity. The syntax is crazy. Tildes everywhere. It was just.
And I'm sorry if you don't like fried chickens and collard greens. Fuck you.
Did you all see the Newsmax thing?
What
is it?
This reporter on Newsmax was like, "Yeah, this Juneteenth holiday is just a
I'll get it for you.
Another opportunity for people in urban areas to drink, smoke weed, and riot."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm like, that sounds like St. Patrick's Day to me.
That part.
A tri-point with what they call it, a tri-point hat. What's it called?
Tri-corner.
Tri-corner. Yes.
My hat. It has.
So Greg Kelly is up on our screen right now for those listening to the audio. So are you playing this, Mikey?
I think Nancy and her kente claw.
All right, so
let's just see how long it takes. For
real quick though, why is
explode?
Why is so what we're looking at on the screen? For
audio. You have to wait. You have to wait. I don't want.
You don't want me to describe the meme? Okay.
No. I want this to be your reaction. We're gonna see how long it. Now, Dutch, I know you got a little meter for when you want to yell pause. Just crank it all the way up, as sensitive as it gets. If you can make it 10 seconds without a pause, someone gets a T-shirt or something. This is the most ridiculous.
Damn! I'm already ready for it.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've seen on Twitter in 48 hours, and that's saying a lot.
I want to see it.
All right.
You haven't seen this, Anna?
No, I haven't really been on.
I haven't seen this either.
You wait.
Buckle up.
I haven't been on the internet
last
week.
This country needs is another opportunity to get wasted. And that's what people are doing. All right. We drink on the Super Bowl. We drink on Christmas, and people are drinking on this Juneteenth. And yeah, all across the country, pub crawls. Yeah. Juneteenth bar crawl. Let's drink up to honor what happened in.
Okay.
Wait, no, I want to hear what you got to say.
Got good yet.
You waited the 10 seconds.
I purposely waited the 10 seconds because I want to give away the T-shirt. Okay. So if you don't already have a Dig on America T-shirt, press F in the chat just to tick off Mikey, and you get the Dig on America T-shirt. So,
let's back up a little bit here, and now describe the meme because it is truly a nightmare of.
So this meme is
shit.
This meme. Now this is Greg Kelly, and Greg Kelly is. Marissa, she's going to get the shirt anyway, but because Marissa is now part of the network too. But
that's your uniform.
Yeah, that's her uniform. You got to. We want you to have a lot of glam on there, Jennifer Aniston.
You can put 2 pieces of glam as a new member.
But so Greg Kelly is giving his best Tucker Carlson face, and next to him is a meme that says Juneteenth, and Juneteenth is written in like very cartoony,
ominous,
like sinister
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
No, you know what that is? That's fucking King Kong.
I was going to say.
That's
I was going to say it
like
looks
a Godzilla.
I was going to say it looks like Doomsday from DC Comics, like Death of Superman.
And why is it in quotations? Like, what is the quotations about? Like, are we in disagreement about what it is?
But there's a picture. So at the top of this meme, right, it says Juneteenth in quotation marks in big, mean, ugly, scary yellow. And then at the top of the screen, you've got a couple of guys holding their fists in the air and rioting. And at the bottom of the screen, you have more rioting, a couple people drinking, and for some weird reason, a picture of Nancy Pelosi looking down.
with her kente stole on.
Oh, is that the kente cloth?
Yeah,
This
when
is
they
the
were-
kente
the
stole
moment.
with the
Right,
that's
because
why they have
Juneteenth
that.
is so down with black culture, right? Like, Nancy
Because
Pelosi
on
is so down
Juneteenth,
with
all the
culture.
black people are thinking about Nancy's kente stole.
Yeah.
Oh my
Where's
God!
Nancy?
You know, when I think
Boy, oh
of
boy.
Democrats who love Black Lives Matter, I think of Nancy Pelosi. Yeah,
Yeah.
but see,
You like,
that's the narrative
oh.
they're spinning. Finish the video
Okay.
out.
Real quick, there's some B-roll footage and
And
some
also
still
the
frames.
mimosas. I'm like, why are you hating on
I know,
mimosas?
on
Like,
mimosas.
what?
Well, Anna, you got to describe
we were
for the audio
classic.
listener. For the audio listener. Anna.
There is a group of black men, predominantly looks like at
They're alphas.
brunch. It looks like they're at brunch, and they all have little, champagne glasses and shot glasses, and they all look like they just have mimosas and they're having a good time. It may not even be Juneteenth on this day. This looks like any random. Nothing about this day says Juneteenth, except.
Sorry,
can't
that's
hear
for
me?
Haas. It's Haas. Haas, your mic is up
I'm
on
like-
your head. Yep.
These are just black people. Like, there's nothing about this photo that says
That's all it
Juneteenth.
has to
Like,
be,
these
Anna.
are just black people.
You wanted more representation. You got more representation. I mean,
Damn it.
They're like,
All
we
they
gave
have
you
to
a
be is
spot
black.
on Fox
Keep
or
playing,
Newsmax.
keep playing this ridiculousness.
And then this is where
No.
he's
Go back some. Go back some.
No, he was right there. He was at
There
the
you go.
bar
Oh, no.
crawl.
I want to.
Okay. I'll
Right
go
there.
back
Lead
over.
in. Get the lead in. Yeah.
Working on this Juneteenth. And yeah, all across the country, pub crawls. Yeah, June.
That's the same party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
look
the
at the
same
glasses.
people.
Same people.
I remember
Same
her. She was
glasses.
at a different table, but that's the same people. It's like a
Same
brunch.
mimosas.
Yeah.
They were at brunch.
And it says at the bottom, and this has nothing. So this Juneteenth bar crawl looks like it's an actual thing that someone did is hosting, but Fox Light, Newsmax
Fox
at
Zero.
the bottom put down it's Juneteenth, so they added to it. It's Juneteenth. Let's all get drunk, high,
Let's all
and
get drunk,
hot.
high, and hot.
And what does the hot mean? Like,
You
I
know
don't
what
even
that
get it. Like,
is?
hot.
Because they're gonna have an orgy.
Gonna get hot.
Well, also, it's June. So I didn't know if that mean, like, it's hot outside.
Well, it's black people. They're going to get some hot Cheetos and Takis and
Hot Cheetos
Some
and
flaming
Takis.
hots. They forgot. They should have just put flaming hot Juneteenth special or something.
Well, did
Oh,
you see
yeah.
though? Did you see though in this
Cheeto
picture?
Man.
There's one random white girl in the brown
Yeah.
shirt there. Yeah.
Yeah, I see
So
her.
hanging out for
See,
Juneteenth bar crawl.
she is the most dangerous person in the group.
It's an
Hell yeah.
inclusive event.
You have
The
no
white
idea
woman
what
that
you.
got invited to the cookout.
You have no idea
know
what
what
A
she
little
did.
bit of counterintelligence for
to earn-
Newsmax.
You don't know what she had to do to earn that respect and trust.
Yeah, she gets the
Juneteenth
permission
bar
to say
crawl.
the N-word.
Let's drink
Stop it.
up to honor what happened in Texas all those years ago. You know, again, this country, we have major, major addiction problems.
God
Oh.
damn.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right
all
now?
right, Anna, again, describe what you're seeing for the audio listener.
Okay,
Oh my
audio
God.
listeners. So what I am seeing is after said host mentioned addiction problems, you are now seeing people on the street corner, 4 folks in general, 2 black men who both look to be drinking. One looks to be drinking a 40, the other looks to be drinking vodka or some not of a vodka bottle. And then there's 2 folks sitting down who just look to be just looking at him, maybe talking to him. That's really it. Addiction issues.
And then the guy has on like just a disheveled outfit, like a polo shirt and then jogging pants.
Some hoop shorts. You don't know what the occasion is. You don't know where he came from or where he's going to.
Like,
You just know he's just there.
They went and picked the most stereotypically racist shit they could find.
So real quick though, clearly in this picture, it's a hot sunny day. Why does the girl in the background have an umbrella?
Yo, she pale.
Yeah, she's trying to get that. Someone get that
the
sun
UV
on her.
protection.
Man, ain't no better protection than an umbrella. It's waterproof as well.
And
Oh,
like
God,
nobody's
I'm gonna Google
nobody's hairline combed.
black
Guys'
black
elbows
people
are ashy.
40 ounce to see if I can find this picture just on
I just want to understand because if I'm not mistaken, we just had this whole years long about all the kids with opioids and overdosing and the Narcan and the Narcone, and you need to be on the lookout for prescription drugs and OxyContin. And nobody said on Christopher Columbus Day, please protect your medicine cabinets from the kids. Like, you never hear about it.
All right, I want to hear Lauren's. Lauren, you'll get the next one. Mikey, continue on, please.
All over the place. Yet another opportunity to drink or get high? No, because if you put this stuff together, especially in urban areas where...
Are you serious?
All right, Lauren, you get to narrate this meme.
Look at the guy. Look at the guy in the bottom yelling in the cop's face.
First of all,
look at Iman Shumpert.
on the top here, you can't tell me if this is a Black Lives Matter rally or if the Boston Celtics won the fucking championship.
Exactly.
You cannot tell what these people look like, and the only way that connects them is you got on the bottom picture amongst all the fire, a black dude yelling in the face of a police officer. And then two dudes with the fist up, and alcohol plus guns plus time
because we're lazy. We're lazy. That's why they brought us over here to pick all that cotton because we were so lazy.
Can you imagine all the time that Black people have to do things? Can you just imagine?
You know who's got time?
You know what they do in heat. You know what they do. They just.
Oh my God!
Sweat, shoot people, and have sex.
You know what? You know who's got time? Whoever put together this fucking montage, because look at how much time they put into this. They literally found a picture of a black person yelling at a police officer, a white police officer, unmasked because the one next to her has a mask on. I think it's a female police officer, but looking as composed and peaceful as possible.
Wow, he looks as
like Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
It's like Iman Shumpert.
Busta Rhymes circa 2002.
Yeah, it literally looks like Busta Rhymes.
I just want to know what the equation is. So what does alcohol plus guns plus time plus weed plus heat equal Juneteenth?
If it says Chicago, I'm leaving. I'm out.
Mikey, the mathematician here, can you solve that equation for us, please?
Well, actually, if you it's quite simple. If you take the hypotenuse of the right triangle of the A and the G, you can obviously see that.
I'm sorry, they actually reused the photo from the first slide.
Yeah.
It's the dudes with the fist.
I noticed that.
They just flipped it around
lazy
to be all tricksy on us.
This is
alcohol plus guns plus time.
Yo, you know what that sounds? I honestly,
plus
you know
weed
what that
plus heat.
You know what that sounds like? A fucking badass weekend.
Yeah. Sure.
Sounds like Lollapalooza.
Because of the heat.
This is what
it sounds like Coachella.
Yes. It sounds like Burning Man.
Everything is dog whistled. The racism in here is dog whistled.
Yes.
And that is how they have gotten their messaging to be out. Because when you put this together, none of it says black people, except for that they're very clearly just pictures of black people.
And the Juneteenth at the bottom.
It sounds more like country music to me.
But yeah.
I just want
to know, where is this energy for Christopher Columbus Day? And I'm like, he didn't even do what y'all said he did. So I just want to know, where is this energy?
This is this is a leak, actually. You heard it here first. This is the name of Willie Nelson's new album. It's a collab with Snoop.
All right. So the work of racism now is plausible deniability. And the last 59 seconds was just, well, we didn't say the N-word and we didn't say black people, but the imagery and the verbiage screamed black people being animalistic as they are known to do when it gets hot, and they drink and smoke weed and especially pointed is the time on their hands.
Yeah.
Because that harkens back to the negative stereotype of black laziness as is the desired characteristic of a slave picking cotton from dusk to dawn. I mean, from dawn